All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, who the world calls God, and Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Um, and I just wanted to do a little lesson real quick. Now, I want to, of course, apologize if you hear, uh, yeah, just heard that behind me probably. It is raining out, and I am sitting in a vehicle at this current moment. So if you hear any loud noise in the background, you know what it is. Anyway, um, I just wanted to reflect on this real quick, man. Okay, you can tell by the title. I'll probably name it something around the lines of which is just I don't know the name yet, but probably around those who I respect in this truth, something like that, something like that. So I just wanted to mention a handful of individuals that I have kind of respect for. Now I know the scriptures say, for the Lord is not a respecter of persons. The scriptures say, thou shalt be no respecter of persons. Okay, but with that being said, what is that talking about? That's talking about, say, for an example, an elder says something that's going off, but you don't correct him. Okay, that's being a respecter of persons. But respecting somebody simply because of, say, for example, I don't know, uh, the way people respect the Undertaker, okay, or really any wrestler for that stance. Anyway, um, let's give a little list of people who I respect. I want to say that there's so many people that I could mention that if your name is not mentioned on this list and you personally know me and this community on YouTube, then I of course don't mean any offense by that. It's just simply there's so many people, and I'm going off the top of my head. I don't have a list in front of me of any names, so you know if you're not mentioned here, it's not because I don't like you. It's just because maybe my brain didn't think of you at this particular moment. Okay, just to give that disclaimer out. Okay, of course, I'm going to start off with the number one who we are to respect, and that is the apostles of GMS. Okay, the apostles of Great Millstone, starting with Elder Apostle Tahar, Gabar, Ramlab, and Rakah. The apostles of GMS are worthy of double honors for their work in this ministry. Now, that being said, I don't believe GMS has 100% truth, as I stated before. But with that being said, that doesn't mean, well, see, you're disrespecting. No, that's total foolishness right there. That doesn't mean you disrespect somebody for simply having a civilized disagreement. That's acting like a damn child. Like, oh, well, my friend likes Superman and I like Batman. That means that he don't like me. Stop being simple, okay? But anyway, I digress. The apostles of Great Millstone are worthy of double honors for their time in this ministry, okay? So we all should owe respect to the elders of Great Millstone, starting with the head apostles, such as Apostle Dahar, on down to the three other head apostles, okay? So GMS are at the top of my list for men who are to be respected, and that I personally have respect for in this truth, and for a number of reasons. And even Tahar knows who I am. He mentioned my channel in one of his videos before. And as he said, man, I'm down with the Apostles of Great Millstone. If I get the chance one day, I would definitely go down. I believe they're in New York. I could be mistaken, but I'll definitely try to meet with one of the apostles one day. All right, so we'll see what happens, man. All right, hey, ETT might end up meeting GMS one day in the future. We'll see. So yeah, the number one on my list are, of course, the apostles of Great Millstone. Okay, so simply because we have one or two disagreements, that doesn't mean that you don't like somebody. Okay, I want to make that disclaimer. Okay, so yeah, well, I'll say it again. The number one at the top of the list of those who I myself, Yasha of ETT, respect in this truth is the apostles of Great Millstone. Two the second group I respect is the Sakari. Okay, now Sakari, the leader of Sakari, which his name is Alizé or Alazar. Other people call him the Gorilla Hebrew. Oh, Slocky, I lost train of thought. I was trying to think of something. But yeah, he actually came out of Great Millstone. So he learned this knowledge from Great Millstone and then went off to do his own thing, which that's all good. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Those brothers are pretty much on point, except when you deal with the whole situation about Deuteronomy, the 22nd chapter. Those guys are just, they're going off with that. But pretty much other than that, there's really no other, negative thing I have to say about this group. Okay? So, Sakari, starting with Gorilla Hebrew, Alazar, he and his group are to be respected. All right, and I personally have respect for this group. The third person is the loving Christian. Now the reason why I respect this individual is for one, if you know the history of me and the loving Christian, you know that he pretty much made videos about me every single day for a good year, as you know, mockery and towards GMS as well. And, saying, oh, the UFOs are not the chariots of the Lord. Babylon the Great is Jerusalem, the Vatican, just to name a few. But you know what? And he made, I'm not going to say that he did it because it was probably most likely somebody else who made, trolling, scoffing videos. I'm not going to put that on him because I don't think that he was behind it. Okay, so I'm not going to put that on him. Let's see, there was something I was going to mention. So yeah, even though he did all that, and, sent threats to me saying, that I'm the damn devil demon, inside joke, I still respect this person at the end of the day. You know why? Because for one, when I started up, I had a group of friends who I started with. And there's only, I want to say, 2 of them who are around to this day. And Loving Christian being one of them. Okay, the other one, which I might mention him later. But yeah, I grew a respect for this individual, simply because he pretty much he stood the test of time, so to speak, man. All the other guys faded away off YouTube. All right, but this brother, Loving Christian, he's pretty much been here the whole time, man. Okay, so when I seen him, I don't want to get into his personal business, but when I've seen him, making videos saying that, he, is in, a bad spirit, so to speak, about, say, for example, what do I want to say? He's thinking about giving up on this truth, that he, I'll just leave it at that. I, like to encourage that brother to, hey, we're here to talk to you if you need anybody to, to talk to about things. Okay? So, I have great respect for that man. Okay? I have great respect for the Loving Christian. Even though he is going off with his doctrine overall, he still has things he teaches which are correct. Which he, as I said, I mentioned earlier that he started off with saying, Babylon is Jerusalem. And, scoffing GMS and myself for years. But then he actually realized that we're right. He realized it, and he admitted that, I apologize. I admit that you guys were right. And I can respect that, man. Okay, because it takes a real sincere individual to admit, you know what, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. You're right. All right, and I apologize that I went off. It does take a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Sincere, okay? A sincere person to admit that he went off and to acknowledge that someone else is right, okay? It takes a very sincere person to admit that, okay? So the third person I respect in this, truth community is the Loving Christian. The fourth person is the brother by the name of the what's that brother's name? I'm trying to think of it. We'll get to Mind of God in a minute. But the other brother, not Royals, not Ridge. Damn, I can't think. I can't think of the brother's name. Luke. Luke. It's Luke. I just remembered. As I said, brother, no offense that I always get stuck on your name. It's just there's so many people to remember. Sometimes the brain can't remember a simple name like Luke. Unless, you're dealing with the one from the scriptures. But anyway, yeah, brother Luke. Okay? I respect this brother Luke. A lot of you might not know who this is. But he's always been on the comment board for a good 2 years now. He's truly sincere. I've done, I want to say, maybe 2 or 3 videos with the brother myself. He's a very sincere individual. He's not totally down with this doctrine. He's still learning, which I always, respect that. Okay, I always respect, somebody who's there trying to learn. Okay, because we here at ETT, whether you're dealing with ETT, GMS, or Sakari, we'll do the best we can to educate you on this doctrine. Okay, the doctrine of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, so I respect this brother for always being there and giving his what's the word I'm looking for. I've always noticed that this brother always watches to the end of the videos, because once in a while when I do videos, I always give out a little what would you call it? Hashtag to put at the end of the video if you made it that far. And he's the only person I've seen who've made it through the most. A few other people did, but he's pretty much the main one. So, that shows that brother truly is sincere with trying to learn these scriptures. Okay, so that's why I believe it was the 4th person I'm at now. That's the 4th person on this platform who I deeply respect. And I want to make mention that, just because I'm putting one person at this number and then the other person at another number, that doesn't mean I have less respect for that individual. It's just obviously nobody can be, number 1 and number 2. You can't have 5 people who are number 2. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. We're at number 5. I want to say Rock Upon Him. Rock Upon Him pretty much has went back into the world. It's been 2 months since he uploaded videos. He's really not on fire anymore. But I give him respect because he was one of the first individuals who I actually, had around me on this platform for a good year and a half. All right. Matter of fact, you might know this individual because he's a very popular person. Back a couple years ago, he's done interviews with the Vigilant Christian Mario, The Biggest Reason, Truth Unveiled 7-7, and a lot of big guys, man. A lot of these big YouTubers. Okay? I think even Call for an Uprising might have did something with him. Could be mistaken. But yeah, and another thing as well, me and Rock Upon Him, which his real name's John, I won't give out any other information other than that. Me and Rock Upon Him, we actually met in real life before. He's the only person, well, technically there's 2, but the other one really don't do, he don't really do videos, so I don't think I can really mention him. Which I respect that brother too, but, he's outside of YouTube. Rock Upon Him, I deeply respect this brother as being one of the first brothers that I've really, spent time with in this ministry. Okay? And even though he's teaching a false doctrine, I think he, is truly sincere. Okay? So that's all that matters. One day he might come to his senses and, admit, and Babylon the Great is America, and Mark of the Beast is the chip, which he's starting to see that. So that's a good sign. But yeah, I greatly respect Rock Upon Him. And again, he was the only one on here that I've actually met in real life years ago. Okay, so I deeply respect the brother Rock Upon Him. I believe where we're at, 6 now. Let's see. Ridge Nibbler. Now, Ridge Nibbler is going off with his teaching. However, I respect that he truly is sincere in wanting to learn, such as world history. all right, because he is very intelligent when it comes to, say, the history of the Vatican, all right, of the popes. He's very intelligent when it comes to those certain subjects. So, I myself had certain, discussions with him before. So, I respect the brother Ridge Nibbler. I believe we're at 7 now. The 7th spot goes to the brother by the name of the Mind of God. The Mind of God, me and this brother, we go back and forth. As I said, man, we're all brothers in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. He teaches the virgin birth thing, and he teaches a pre-plague rapture. But I think, over time he might come and realize, maybe I went off with that. But one thing I can say about this brother, and again, I speak from experience because I've done a good 2 or 3 video debates with the Mind of God. So I can say that, yeah, he truly is a sincere brother. And I do respect this brother, okay, because he truly is sincere. And not only that, he also takes responsibility, such as he made a statement and say, well, if all this don't happen by January, or August, then that means I'm ghost. I'm getting out of here. That's not necessarily what he said, but I'm just making reference, so to speak. Okay, you can ask him yourself exactly what he said. But I made a video about it, and he said, I stand behind what I said. If it doesn't happen by that time, then I will admit that I went off. Okay, and again, not many people can do that. So I can respect that the Mind of God is humble enough to admit that. Okay? Pretty much that's all the people I wanted to mention was those 7 people there. Now, once again, if your name is not mentioned on this list, it's not because it's not because I dislike you, but maybe I just didn't think to add you on here. But by far, those are the top seven people, which technically, the number 1 would have been 4, but we'll just say GMS to make it fair. All right. So I'll name all 7 again. GMS, Sakari, the Loving Christian, the Mind of God, Rock Upon Him, Luke, and Ridge Nibbler. Okay, those are the 7 groups or individuals who I myself, ETT Yasha, have full respect for in this truth. Okay? And I truly believe that all those individuals I mentioned have a great chance at receiving salvation. Okay, and again, I say that humbly because I'm not claiming that I'm on some type of level. Well, I am on a level, but with that being said, I'm not claiming to be, far above any of these groups. In fact, some of them are more educated than I myself, and I will admit that. Okay, on certain subjects in the scriptures, obviously. Okay, so those were just a group of people who I have respect for. Once again, no offense to anybody whose name was not mentioned on this list here. It's not because I have anything against you as an individual. Maybe I, don't. It didn't come to mind, so to speak, to have put you on this list. And third, you have to be an actual, person who've put time into this truth. We're not going to call out subscribers and say, yeah, this person, Skinny Bones, middle name, Skinwalker. Yeah, we're not going to take that subscriber and say, yeah, I respect that, brother. But yet when you go to his page, he has no videos on it. Okay? And it's understandable that some people who watch us don't have videos because they're just trying to learn. Okay? They're just trying to learn. Okay, which is good. There's nothing wrong with that. We all have to start somewhere. Okay, we all have to start learning from other individuals. Okay, that's how this information comes about. All right, is you learn from other teachers. It's very simple to understand. But pretty much that's going to conclude this video here. If anybody made this far into the video, put hashtag ETT in the comment section down below. But yeah, I'm just going to let it play to 20 minutes here just because of OCD. Shout out to anybody who knows what that is. Anyway, with that being said, I am going to say shalom.